What is up, guys? Welcome to a very special Freaktography abandoned adventure. Guys, today I am at the legendary, world-famous Rockcliffe Tavern in Minden, Ontario, Canada. The Rockcliffe Tavern opened in 1859 here in the town of Minden, Ontario, and it's been a staple for the residents and tourists through Minden, Ontario for several years. It had its heyday through the 1980s, 1990s, probably even in the 1970s. There are stories, guys, of people seeing Rockcliffe t-shirts all over the world. So guys, enough from me. I've got history coming from an original owner of the building. Man owned this building for 33 years. He's gonna come in, we're gonna interview him. We're gonna interview the current owners and get their ideas and their visions for this facility and what they're gonna do to it. So enough from me. Guys, cue the music, cue the intro. I'll see you guys inside. All around the world, there are bars that history has called legendary, like Studio 54 in New York City, or the Whiskey a GOGO in the Los Angeles Sunset Strip, the Horseshoe Tavern in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Well, now we can add one more to that list. The legendary and world-famous Rockcliffe Tavern in Minden, Ontario. For over 130 years, this establishment has served the people and tourists of Minden, Ontario, Canada, from the corner of Bobcagyon Road and Newcastle Street. But before we get to the Rockcliffe, we have to get through Minden. Minden Hills is a township in the county of Haliburton, Ontario, Canada. It's an amalgamation of the townships of Snowdon, Lutterworth, Anson, Hindon and Minden. It's usually simply referred to as Minden. With a population of only 6,000 people, this population grows dramatically during the summer months as a result of tourism. Minden, Ontario was first surveyed in 1858. Settlers were first drawn to the region because of its timber resources. The town lies on the banks of the Gull River, and during the 19th and 20th centuries, loggers used the river to move timber to sawmills downstream. Built originally in 1859 as the Valley View Inn, it was eventually changed to the Rockcliffe Tavern. Now, let's hear from the daughter and niece of the former Rockcliffe owners from 1959 through 1971.
My name is Patricia Walsh. I lived here during the 60s. In 59, my parents, Wilf and Wynne LaHaye, and Aunt Pauline LaHaye bought the hotel. When they took over the hotel, it was quite run down. The first thing they wanted to do was put up a sign saying under new management. The hotel started to pick up. There was a lot of noise. There was a lot of fun and merriment going on. They also tried to get a lot of live entertainment. One of the entertainers they got was somebody by the name of Frank Mills. And Frank was a student at McGill at the time. Frank ended up taking a contract here and playing here for 2 summers. And then we were all excited when the musical Hair came out, because one of his friends, McDermott, had written Hair, and he wrote a song about I Knew a Guy Named Frank Mills. Frank went on after McGill and became a musician, recording artist after that. A friend of mine told me that Saturday nights used to be extremely busy here, and it was very hard to get in. And they had a rule that if there was no empty seat, you couldn't come in. That wasn't a problem. They took off down to the Dominion, stole 2 chairs, came up, and came in the side door. And this was a regular Saturday night occurrence.
That's really funny. Okay guys, welcome to the world-famous Rockcliffe Tavern. Let's take a walk through and check this place out. First thing I see, guys, when I walk inside, quite possibly the last beer ever sold at the Rockcliffe Tavern, and the person who bought it didn't even finish drinking it. So So as you'll see as I walk through, guys, there is a lot of water damage and structural damage throughout this building. And it is no surprise to me that the guys who bought it have no choice but to demolish it, because it's just too old and in too rough a shape. And a place like this, the intersection that it's on, its location in the city, it's a prime piece of real estate, guys. So I think these guys are going to do a really good job with what they put up here. Here's your stage where the bands would have played.
So my name's Bill O'Brien. I'm a Toronto boy, born and raised Toronto. In 1970, I was working at Elgin Motors selling trucks, and I phoned my uncle, who was in hotel real estate. He told me about the Rockcliffe Hotel being for sale, but he said, I think it's sold. And to make a long story short, he said, you know something, the sale fell through. I said, well, let's have a look. We went and had a look, and between my uncle, my father, my brother-in-law, and myself, we were able to come up with the down payment on the purchase of $130,000 to buy the Rockcliffe Hotel in 1970. We owned it from 1970 to 77, and my wife Janie and I ran it during that time. Lots of family time up there, and we both worked very hard at making it a better hotel than what we took over. What we took over had a nice reputation, but it had declined a little, and so we needed to perk it up. A lot of people give me credit for introducing the T-shirts, the world famous Rockcliffe T-shirts that say, "I'm a Rockcliffe beer nut."
Yeah.
Well, to make a long story short, that credit should go to a guy named Marty Myers, the owner of Calhoun Sportswear in St. Catharines. And we started off with just Rockcliffe Hotel Minden, but then I got the bright idea for a slogan, and I had, "I'm a Rockcliffe draft dodger," names like that. And then one night at 2:00 in the morning, I said to my wife, I tapped her on the shoulder, and I said, "How about I'm a Rockcliffe beer nut?" And that literally became a very, very famous shirt. Yeah, and I was a Rotarian there in Minden, and we had Stompin' Tom Connor's concert. And Stompin' Tom with his band came back to the Rockcliffe and actually played at the Rockcliffe. To me, it was really a night to remember.
So tell me some of your best memories about your time running and operating and attending the Rockcliffe.
Well, the people of Minden are my favorite memories. My best customers were the camps, Camp Kilcoo, Camp Onondaga, Camp Gay Venture. Their counselors represented a large portion of our summer sales. And they were good people, young, intelligent, working their summer and having a good time at the Rockcliffe on their nights off. So
something I noticed in this project that I talk about in the video is the strong sense of family amongst former staff, owners, and just people in general. What do you think that is? Why do you think there's such a strong bond amongst former staff and patrons?
Our staff really, really liked one another and liked being there. And they made decent tip money back then. And it was busy as could be on a Saturday evening or a Friday night or a Thursday night. There was all kinds of activity. And so they all got to be buddies. And the shirts, believe me, the shirts were like a uniform or something. You know, people got emotional when they met somebody with a Rockcliffe shirt on in Honduras or something. The other aspect of the Rockcliffe was that the young people who were our waitresses and waiters were one thing, but the stalwarts were guys like John O'Toole, Cliff Duffy, Milt Sears, people like that were there year-round and were the backbone of the staff. And they, too, treated the young people with respect, and our young people loved them. So it was really a kind of a family, absolutely.
Look at this old piano. I wonder how long this piano's been here for. Can't even lift this up. So you guys are gonna love the bar. It's still fully stocked with beer and alcohol in bottles. Watch this. So come over here, we got some celery salt for making Caesars. We got a shaker. So, watch this. Look at this, guys. Inside the bar fridge, we still have bottles. Open, still have bottles, guys. Coors Light iced tea. Who remembers that? It's been a while since they made that. Old Molson Canadian. Molson Export. Labatt's Blue, Budweiser. I could crack one of these open and drink it, guys, and I just might at some point in this video. And then here we got some mugs. And then let's turn around here and we'll have a look. Southern Comfort's empty, but as we move along, you'll see there's a bottle of Jack Daniels that's got a couple shots left to drink. You got Goldschlager, still good and full. That just makes me want to vomit. And then here we go. What do we got here? Tequila, Frangelico, all kinds of bottles just left over. It's like they just shut down, and whatever was here was here. Down here, there's some more bottles down here. Drambuie, Kahlua. There's some CDs up there from a band who probably played here.
Hi, my name's Dave Willis, and I was the proprietor of the world-famous Rockcliffe from 1977 to 2010, 33 years, and I've got 33 million stories about this place. I was in the advertising business in Toronto, and I moved up here in 1975, and I really wasn't doing much, and I used to come in here drinking, and I met the previous owner. He was going to sell it, and I thought, hey, why not? Let's go. So I had 8 years where I sold over $250,000 in clothing because people actually wanted to prove they'd been here. But I couldn't really justify that that was the only reason until I went to Ontario Place one weekend. I had a Rockcliffe shirt on, and I must have had a dozen people say, hey, Rockcliffe, or hi, or whatever, not because they knew that I owned it, but because I had a Rockcliffe shirt on. So it's a people meter. You know, I've seen them personally in Johannesburg and Fiji And of course, everybody in Jamaica owns one.
You had made a comment when we talked on the phone about how many people you have met over the years that have met their spouse at Rockcliffe.
I'd have to say it's over 1,000 times over the last whatever number of years that people have said, I met my husband or I met my wife at the Rockcliffe, and I always say, I bet you wish you had to come in that night.
What do you think so what does the Rockcliffe mean what did it mean to the town of Minden?
Oh, it was a tremendous draw for tourists, and everybody benefited. You know, the gas stations and restaurants. It was just the times, you know.
Did you find it was a lot of tourists or mostly more locals that would be coming here?
Oh, tourists.
Really?
Like, you know, you barely supported operating it in the wintertime from the locals, who were very loyal. Mm-hmm. And then in the summer, you know, you'd go from 3 staff to probably 20. I mean, it was just incredible. And when it really took off, I mean, by 7 o'clock at night, there'd be a 100-yard lineup to get in. Wow. Yeah, you know, sometimes I just sit there and I think of some of the things that happened, and it's just like I'm right back in it. It's fantastic.
What's it like being back in here for you?
Well, it's sad because it used to be just thriving. Mm-hmm. And look at the shape of the place. And I guess they're going to have to tear it down because it wasn't properly maintained.
So here's your DJ booth right here. It's probably still got equipment inside it. Let's go check it out. Yeah, you got a small mixing board here. Some CDs. What do we got here? Source presents hip hop hits. Wow. Oh man, okay, so we're gonna head back here, the storage room. And there's all kinds of stuff back here. We got some Budweiser glassware, Coors Light glass, empties. There's probably more value in empties in here than the actual value of the building itself. All kinds of cool stuff in here. Okay. The bar stools will likely be auctioned off. Tables and chairs. Here's where they played darts. We were able to get the lights turned on when the owners were here earlier. Turned off everything else except for the lights, so we don't have any shorts. So, yeah, here's your dartboards. I'm guessing these were dartboards. These were where the dartboards were. Oh yeah, there you go, right there. You can see all the holes around the circle where the dartboard was. That's a shame. They could have auctioned that off for sure. Now it's broken. Nobody's going to want that. Look how moist it is, though, and damp. Okay, there's an office back here that I was told is pretty cool. Whoa. Here's your drink dispensary. With all your bottles, these are all empty. This floor in here is very crooked. Oh, there's a safe in the floor right there. Empty. But yeah, look at this filing cabinet tipping over the floor. I can even feel it standing here, how crooked the floor is. Security camera system right there. Liquor permit. Here's a photo. Friday Night Darts, 2010 and 2011. Not even that long ago.
My name's Mark.
My name's Dan.
And we just purchased the Rockcliffe Tavern. I've been a cottage resident of Haliburton all of my life, so through the years, like many other people in the area, I've frequented the Rockcliffe both in the summer and the winter. Actually, more so in the winter as a snowmobiler in the area. But in the summer, it was known as a draw for the area. Quite literally, there would be on any given weekend hundreds of people, not only in the bar, but lined up around the corner to get in the bar. But like many small town venues over the past 20 or so years, they have been in, these types of establishments have been in decline, and unfortunately the Rockcliffe was also a victim of that. So Dan and I, over many
late nights and beverages,
thought, like I'm sure there was a lot of other, actually I'm not sure, I know there was a lot of other locals that drove by here as the Rockcliffe had been actually listed on the market for 6 years, and many people had driven by and had the similar conversations, I'm sure, to what Dan and I had, which was, I wish somebody would buy it and fix it up, open it up, or, do something with it, because it is literally not only the heartbeat of Minden, it's the heartbeat of, I believe, Haliburton as an entire county. So it's a shame. So since the news has gotten out around town that, somebody has bought it and, they're starting to hear what we're planning to do, we're getting a lot of excitement. A lot of people are reaching out to us to inquire, obviously. We just had a gentleman that just walked in, very interested to see what we're going to do. We have some very big plans for the bar, and keeping the spirit of it, and the liveliness, the live entertainment aspect of it, but really make it a new and exciting place is our goal.
Mark definitely has the experience of growing up in the area, having exposure to the Rockcliffe, what it was. I'm relatively new to the area. I've been here about 2 years now. Met Mark just since being up here. We're cottage neighbors, and like we were saying, over COVID and some late nights and lots of drinks, and time and time again, night after night, the same topic of Rockcliffe kept coming up, and so finally we're like, let's just go look at this stupid thing, and just so we can shut up about it. And then the view for me, not knowing the history of it, which I've now obviously wrapped my head around, and there's really, the big brand there. I think you can speak to our Instagram account that we started and put one post up. We got 1,700 plus followers, probably one of the top follows in the whole area, and for this building that's dead and nothing going on yet, but there's excitement clearly around the town about it. But from a real estate point of view, again, I think it's definitely, it is the property, the location that sets the tone for the rest of Bobcagyon Road and the downtown Minden area, which I really believe should be, a really nice, quaint little town. And
with some new life.
I think this building's definitely held it down, and I think tearing it down will give it a lift and breathe some new life into it, and then what we build will, build it up some more, and I think we'll see a lot of change in Minden, in the next 5-10 years.
Okay, let's get back to it and let's take a walk through the kitchen, and then we'll head upstairs to where the hotel accommodations would have been. Everything's in surprisingly pretty good condition. Not much has been tossed, no vandalism. Here we got a December 2016 calendar. I have yet to confirm when it actually closed. But yeah, the kitchen equipment is in really good shape, it looks like. There's a pizza oven back there that definitely can be reused. One of the new owners told me that they used to sell food out of these windows. People could walk by on the street and buy food out through the window. All right, let's head on upstairs. Oh, look at this. There's some nachos left over. All right, let's head on upstairs. I got a mattress here. Some glasses. What are these, Molson Canadian glasses? Yeah, look at these. Those are really nice. Old, retro. It's empty in here. Buckets. Putting wine or for putting beer in. There's glassware. So St. Paddy's Day hat right there. So what I'm told is they apparently made pizza here, and their pizza was very, very popular. So what they did was they actually made a whole pizza production area up here, where this is where they would prep the pizza and they would cook the pizzas. And then they have a dumbwaiter somewhere where they would send the pizzas downstairs. Not too sure where that would be. Probably more pizza storage and pizza preparation. This here was built as a walk-in cooler for the pizzas. If you look from the outside, guys, and you see the turret with the windows, well, that's what this is. They turned the turret feature of the front of the building into pizza storage. And here's your fridge here. And taking pizza from shelf, start at top and work down. So this is pizza storage in here, guys. This one got my attention earlier. So there's a lot of signs in here, guys, from over the years. You got a beach party sign over there. You got all these signs that they would put outside depending on the season, depending on the event. And right here is a nice old sign that says, strippers. I guess they must have had strippers here at some point in the years of the Rockcliffe Tavern. And here is where you'll find your accommodations. Look at how moldy the toilet seat is. And how much dust is on the beer bottles. Watch this. Look at how dusty these beer bottles are. I'm guessing this might have to do with the squatters that were living here. And you come over here and there is, there's some Magnum condoms right there. Some cologne and some toothpaste. Pretty much all you need for a good night out, guys, is a good tub of toothpaste, toothbrush, cologne, condoms, and for the next day, Gravol. Everything you need here, guys, for a good quality night out at the Rockcliffe Tavern. Okay. Here's a room. Big hunk of raccoon poop and a plastic spider. Still got your bed sheets. I am not touching the bed. I'm not touching the sheets. I'm not touching anything. There's no doors on any of these rooms. I was told that the last owner lived in this room. The last person to own the Rockcliffe would live in here. Had a gentleman come by earlier and say hello and ask me if he could take a menu with him. I mean, who am I to say no? I've had all kinds of people popping in, guys, since I got here to come in and say hello, tell me how excited they are that I'm doing this video and they can't wait to see it. Really nice people, guys. The people of Minden, Ontario are super nice. If you live in Minden, Ontario and you're watching this video, which you probably are, you're all super nice people. Okay, there was another stairway down. I'd rather take another stairway down instead of the one I took up. See if I can find that. And you can see this used to be a railing and they built walls around it for the rooms in the hotel.
It's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Stuck in Folsom Prison, and got to get off. Things keep the road bent. I don't have sand when I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, so I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. I hear that lonesome whistle, I hang my head and cry. Hey ladies, grab your partners, get your knickers in a knot. Fancy down in the bar, they're probably drinking coffee and smoking butt cigars, but I know I had it coming. I knew I can't see those people moving. That's what tortures me. Well, they may free me from this railroad track.
I think that what makes it successful and anybody are the people that own it and run it. And I think it's their, it's the hospitality, it's their attitude toward people. And I know that a lot of time was spent with the patrons, a lot of time was spent helping people out. And I think that makes it, and it was a fun place.
Yeah.
I think there was music, there was,
I think it's fantastic, and it's what the town and the county needs, and they're also going to provide apartments and suites, and that's greatly needed because there's not a lot of places to stay, and the town could use another nice fine dining area, plus they'll probably have fast food, which is very good, but I think they'll do very well. And I hope that a lot of people that visited the Rockcliffe when I had it will make an effort to come and see the new Rockcliffe.
Throughout this project, one thing has really stood out to me about the Rockcliffe Tavern, and that is the sense of family, love, and respect amongst former staff, owners, and patrons. Everyone I've talked to speaks so fondly of the Rockcliffe and the cherished memories and experiences that they collectively have. It seems that Dan, Mark, and their partners have quickly been accepted into the extended Rockcliffe family. Everyone is very excited with anticipation for the next chapter in the history of the Rockcliffe and what the future plans are for 98 Bobcagyon Road. In August of 2021, they held an event on the side patio of the Rockcliffe for locals of Minden and past patrons to come by, say hello, and hear about the plans for the new facility. They've even launched a new website, www.therockcliffe.ca, where you could keep up with the plans and progress, and yes, you can now buy your very own all-new world-famous Rockcliffe Minden t-shirts and hoodies in 3 different styles on the new website. I've already got mine. They've also set up an Instagram account and a Facebook page to post updates through this very exciting project. You can get all those links in the video description down below. So that's a wrap on this one, guys. I have to say thank you so much to Dan and Mark for contacting me and inviting me down here to the legendary, world-famous Rockcliffe Tavern for one last look inside, one last walkthrough before you guys proceed with your demolition, with your plans, and your ultimate goal and vision of an all-new Rockcliffe, a whole new experience on this plot of land. Huge thanks to Dave Willis and Patricia for stopping by to tell us about your history, your experiences. There's nothing like hearing the history right from the mouths of the people who lived it. So thanks so much to Dave and to Patricia for showing up and coming out for this video. And lastly, guys, it would not be a trip to the Rockcliffe without having a nice cold beer before we leave. So thank you so much to the prior owner of the Rockcliffe for leaving us some beers. Cheers to the past. Cheers to the future. Ugh.